The Secret of the Rosary by St. Louis de Montfort. 13th Rose, Excellence of the Our Father. Continued. Every word of the Lord's Prayer pays honor to some perfection of God. The name Father honors his fertility. Father, from all eternity you beget a Son, who is God like you, eternal, consubstantial with you. He is the same essence as you, and of the same power, the same goodness, and the same wisdom as you. Father and Son, by your mutual love, you produce the Holy Spirit, who is God like you. Three persons worthy of adoration, who are but one God. Our Father. This means He is the Father of us all, because He created us and keep us in existence, and because He redeemed us. He is also the merciful Father of sinners, the Father who is the friend of the righteous on earth and the glorious Father of the blessed in heaven. Who art? By these words we admire the infinity and immensity and fullness of God's essence. God is rightly called He who is. Exodus chapter 3, verse 14. He exists necessarily, essentially, and eternally. He is the being of beings, the cause of all beings. He possesses to an eminent degree the perfection of all beings. He is in all of them by his essence, by his presence, and by his power without being limited by any of them. We honor his greatness, his glory, and his majesty by the words, Who art in heaven, seated as though on his throne, dispensing justice to everyone. When we say, Hallowed be thy name, we worship God's holiness. We acknowledge his sovereignty and the justice of his laws when we say, Thy kingdom come, and we desire that people on earth obey him as the angels do in heaven. We show our trust in God's providence by asking him for our daily bread, and we appeal to his mercy by asking him to forgive us our trespasses. We have recourse to his power when we ask him to lead us not into temptation, and we rely on his goodness when we hope he will deliver us from evil. The Son of God always glorified his Father by his works, and he came into the world that the Father might be glorified by us. He taught us the way to honor the Father, namely, by the prayer he deigned to dictate to us himself, the Lord's Prayer. Therefore, we ought to say it often, with attention, and in the spirit in which he composed it.